Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EyeOpener Society. I am your host, Gary Dean. Thank you again for joining me. It's always great to have our listeners whenever you guys tune in, hit play. We appreciate it so very much. I just can't say that enough. Just wanted to touch on a few things. I know EyeOpener Society is doing a few little changes, just freshening things up a little bit. Just tweaked our logo somewhat, and we're working harder on the social medias, especially TikTok and YouTube. We've got over 23,000 views, and I appreciate every single one of you that checks us out there. I do quick 1 to 2 minute short videos on both TikTok and YouTube, things that I find inspirational and all, and just to get some word out there. And I wanted to also thank Lund for stepping in and hosting the show for us, or at least giving me a new episode last Monday about children and ghosts, and how are they, more apt to seeing these apparitions. And it was a fantastic episode. And again, I thank you, the audience, for making it like almost number one within 3 days. And Anne Lund does some amazing stuff on Haunted and Waiting. Definitely check out all of her past episodes. They're fantastic. I'm still waiting for something from Sunset Child from Out There Podcast. I'm always looking forward to her stuff. I know I don't push anybody to do anything, but Sunset Child definitely should be having something for us soon, and I look forward to that. And Elaine from Arcane Oracle, thank you too as well. Your last full moon, I believe it was, episode, another, home run. Just another great, great episode. So thank you to all the other podcasters. Anne Lund and Sunset Child, we're going to be working together a lot more. We have some ideas, and we'd like to get those things started because we're going to be doing a lot more of these group episodes because we have a lot of fun doing it. So be looking out for those. Also, big news. I am going to be, right after doing this episode, I'm going to be recording a guided meditation. And this guided meditation is known as Red Heart Meditation. And it's a form of guided meditation that I developed, especially for people who feel that they can't meditate or they don't have time to meditate, but it's going to show your true self. It's going to bring out your inner light. And then there's going to be a whole imagery that's going to get you to meditate whenever you want. And it's built into this. I've used it once and it had fantastic results with the person. And I'm going to get it online soon for purchase. It's going to be a start of my business because I'm going to be doing more guided meditations, online meditations, and hopefully opening up something soon where I can get people either online or in person to actually come in and do meditation sessions with me. And if you cannot join me, you can purchase this guided meditation. And I'm going to try and work on more recordings as time goes on. Once I have it all set up, bottled, and ready to go, I'll let you know. Also, another huge shout out to Jen Hummer from Mind's Eye Metaphysical, mindseyemetaphysical.com. You always heard Hannah and I talking about 3 Railroad Avenue in Marietta, Pennsylvania. She's moving to a bigger shop, and we cannot be more excited. Bigger, better things are coming. I really feel for her. I know she's a ball of energy. There's so much behind this. It's always a risk, but you don't get ahead without taking these risks. She's going to be located in Marietta still, but it looks like she's going to be within the borough of Marietta. I believe she's going to have a soft opening on June 6th. If I'm not mistaken, but just check out mindseyemetaphysical.com and she'll have all the information there. Follow her on Facebook on Mind's Eye Metaphysical. She has her group. Just tell her that EyeOpener Society had sent you. So let's get into this episode, okay? This episode, I got a few notes because this was a little difficult because when I come up with these episodes, I don't sit down with a script or anything, and I don't write anything. Whatever comes to mind, I just let it, soak through me and just let the words spill out. But this is about human consciousness, and I'm in no way, shape, or form trained or, studied any of this. I did not do any research. However, I read somewhere where consciousness is probably a weapon, but it's a good weapon and it's being hidden from us. And so I just looked into that real quick and my mind came up with a few things. So I really think that there's something else going on with it because it's obviously it's unknown. We know very little bit about it. So I want to just get into this episode and just ask a few questions because, question everything. So, what is consciousness, though, really? You know, we think about consciousness as just being awake or aware. But if we dig just a little bit deeper, you may find a consciousness described as the root of all perception, thought, and even reality itself. Some call it the soul, others say it's the observer behind our thoughts. Philosophers, scientists, and spiritual seekers, they've been wrestling around with this mystery maybe for centuries and centuries. Again, nobody really knows exactly what it is. And of course, modern science, they see it as brain based, you know, but I think maybe it's more. What about if it's non local, quantum, or it maybe even a shared field? So, consciousness as a technology, if we redefine technology, extends our capabilities. Cars, they move us faster, phones connect us farther. But what about your ability to visualize something that doesn't exist yet? Your intuition that warns you before something happens? Your power to self-heal with belief and focus. And this is something I've spoken about. And I definitely feel that, we can heal ourselves just through thought alone and imagery, picturing our body's healing. It's not just biological quirks. These technological capabilities are embedded in the very fabric of consciousness. And lucid dreaming, remote viewing, from intention setting to healing. I think consciousness is an interface with reality that we barely understand. So if we look at it, something that strong, and I know there's been a few things, our consciousness has probably been studied already. And I think it is a weapon of some sort, and it might have been suppressed, just like everything else has been suppressed in our lives. We've been deprogrammed and we're trying to reprogram ourselves. There's so many things we just don't understand about ourselves, and I'm pretty sure consciousness is the key to all of this. Because once we develop our sense of knowing what consciousness is and tapping into it, we have the power to oversee everything. If consciousness is so powerful, why don't we learn about it in school? Why is it not taught? Because, obviously schools are just institutionalized places. They're only teaching us what they want to teach us. It's nothing mind expanding at all. It doesn't teach us meditation, nothing. It's just teaching us basic stuff. And even the basic stuff is not what we really need to survive out in life, and also like altered states of mind are ridiculed and criminalized sometimes. Education teaches us what to think, not how to think, and media distracts us. Yeah. Media is another big problem too. It's only going to show us what they want us to see. Society overfeeds us with dopamine and noise. The result? We stay disconnected from our deeper self because we're too damn busy on our cell phones. We're too damn busy with electronics, television, movies, celebrities, music. All of this is a big, big distraction. It would be so much better if we were entertained by ourselves than anything else, where we were tapped into that consciousness, where we could create our own music, our own movies, our own thoughts based upon us and what we want to see and what we're really looking for deep inside. I believe too, ancient civilizations, I talk about this too, the Great Pyramids, everything, ancient civilizations knew more than what we know now. They built their entire culture around exploring consciousness, but, it's gone because we're too worried about watching something on TV, rather than diving deeper into past history, ancient knowledge, ancient civilization, and finding out what that really was about. What did they do? How were they connected to their consciousness, if at all? We need to study that more rather than just dealing with what's on TV every day. There's a human potential involved in this. Whenever we tap into consciousness, what happens? Flow states where time dissolves, uh, lucid dreams, astral travel, out of body experiences, inspiration. That's what happens when we really tap into that consciousness. We could do this through meditation because we are getting in touch with that inner consciousness of ourselves. Um, and even we could get psychic abilities and, things like telepathy, things like that. We can tap into this. This is how we train ourselves, through our mind by tapping into this consciousness. You know, it's human potential. We forgot how to use it. And I think we're not doing enough to actually get back in touch with it. Um, so why would they hide something like this? I think that's pretty obvious, because others are obviously they're going to benefit more when you don't know your own power. When you can't fight back, then you're a slave. They can force anything upon you, make you believe anything, just feed you junk from, again, from TV and regular media every day. So that's one reason, I think why it was hidden, because if we had that knowledge that we're able to tap into, yeah, we could use that against them. They wouldn't be able to enslave us. They wouldn't be able to trap us in this three-dimensional world. We need to question authority more, refuse manipulation, and we need to seek purpose. And this is why I'm so big on the meditation. Meditation helps us do that. It helps us to fight back. We disconnect from this reality, or this so-called reality, and we're able to get back into our own subconscious minds and make things happen for us. And then once we're in there, we can see beyond what's going on in this three-dimensional world and what's really going on behind the curtains. Um, because obviously they thrive on fear, obedience, and consciousness breeds curiosity and rebellion. This is why ancient wisdom, I think, was such powerful stuff. I think ancient wisdom brought us a lot of deeper meaning to life. We were so connected. We made things, we built things without the technology we have today way back when. And I think this was all done through the mind. So, yeah, I do believe it's weaponized, and it's being hidden from us just so, we could get more control over us. Obviously, me, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I don't like that, phrase anymore because so much of it has come true and we're being manipulated more and more every day. So listen, tap into your consciousness, learn more about it, think deeper, get in touch with your spirit guides, go back to the ancient times and start focusing on what you actually can do, what you are able to do. We just don't, like I said, we don't practice it enough. And meditation is a practice. You're not going to achieve these levels in just one day at all, so work on it. And again, you're going to be being hit hard soon from me with a lot of, this red heart meditation, this guided meditation that came up with, I developed, and I'm hoping to get it out there to the masses real soon. So this way everybody has the ability to meditate when they want and get in touch with their inner light and become what we really are inside, to be able to release our soul when we need to block out all of the noise, the distractions, and all the anxieties and stresses, get it all out of the way, become the light being that we really are. So wait for it. It's going to be red eye meditation. I'm sorry, red heart meditation. Red heart meditation is going to be the guided meditation, and I'll be bringing out links and where you could get it and how to work with me if you like to work with me one-on-one. I thank you again so much for tuning in. I hope this just brought a few little questions to you and, what consciousness is and why it's so important, even though I don't know really what it is, but we can tap into it. Again, don't forget to check out Elaine's Arcane Oracle, Sunset Child's Out There podcast, and Anne Lund's Haunted and Waiting. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to Swells, the Friendly Green Witch, from the Bell Witch podcast. I've been, hearing some of her latest episodes, and once again, it's so peaceful to listen to her. She does witching in the 21st century, witch herself, and she's wonderful. And I just, I implore you, please go check out the Bell Witch podcast on Spotify. Check her out on all the social medias. Just a wonderful person. And she's got so many wonderful episodes, and they're always relaxing. So check her out too as well. And don't forget to check us out if you're not already on here, eyeopenersociety.podbean.com. I've been backing away from Facebook because I think right now TikTok and YouTube, they are the new social medias. They're working so well for us. So just search EyeOpener Society on those two platforms and follow me there. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on YouTube. And like I said, I just put out inspirational videos every day, a couple of them here and there, 1 to 2 minutes, where it's just talking about something, whatever crosses my mind, something that might help you out, something that might inspire you. So again, thank you, audience, and we'll be hearing from you really soon.